Hello everyone and welcome to Nagatoro Every Week, the anime review podcast discussing Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. We're back for week 2. I'm Tectonic Improv and this is my host.
What's going on, guys? We're back.
I said host, I meant to say co-host.
Co-host, host, what does it matter? This podcast is ephemeral, like everything.
This is my senpai, Evange.
Never call me that again.
Yeah. So
I know we've got a bit of a cat and mouse relationship going on, Tech, but I don't feel that way about you, okay?
You're so gross, Evange.
Oh, no. This is how it starts.
We've come to discuss episode 2 of Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, or Ijiranaide Nagatoro-san?
Yeah,
I'll get
that's
it.
right. That's right.
I'll be more confident by the end of the season, I'm sure. So, let's just get right fucking into it. I liked this episode quite a bit. I think I liked it more than the first episode.
This has... this has one of my favorite scenes or panels or whatever in the entire series.
The one where she's sipping the juice.
That's a pretty good one, but no.
What's your favorite? I'll make it the thumbnail.
It's the scene where they're talking about like the vampires, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she pulls open the side of her mouth, and she's like, "My canines are pretty big, aren't they?" I really like that panel.
Yeah, that was good. So I wanna say I will be the first to admit that I've eaten crow. They are they're jumping around quite a bit, or at least a little more than I expected. Because I said last week that they would probably just adapt one chapter per 11-minute episode, but they've not only have they jumped around, but they're also kind of like mix and matching episodes or chapters together.
Yeah, so if I counted it right, they combined chapters 4 and 5 together, and then jump cut forward to chapter 12, and then brought us back to chapter 6.
Yeah, they completely skipped chapter 3, which is the one where he thinks he's gonna draw Nagatoro nude, but she's actually in her swimsuit. I don't know if they will ever end up doing that chapter. I don't think they really need to. It's kind of I think I get why they skipped it. It's kind of a retread of chapter 1 or chapter 2 or 3 in a way. I think it
kind of is. There's like a couple chapters though where it's like, "Hey, draw me," is just like the theme, and I'm actually surprised they cut that one because I think like the anime is leaning really hard into the whole like. We're a bit lewd, we're a bit ecchi, like haha.
Yeah, I mean they like first 30 seconds we get a panty shot in this episode.
And that's an anime original scene, mind you.
It is, yeah. Yeah, there was nothing like that in the manga.
Because like I can totally believe that being something that happened in the manga, but I went back, maybe it happens later and I just completely forgot, but
there is that one scene in the manga later on where she's like FaceTiming with him. And and that one is particularly memorable, but they make you wait for that one.
Yeah, no, that's actually the very last chapter of the first volume.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a payoff.
Yeah, a payoff. Yeah, pretty much.
I guess it's a payoff for Senpai, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Not us, because
we're adults.
Yeah, we're adults. Like, come on now, guys. Let's be honest. Like, we're watching this because we love the comedy. It's funny.
It is pretty funny. I actually one of my favorite parts of this episode, outside of just that scene where she's showing off her teeth, is I guess should we start from the beginning before I start jumping around?
Sure, yeah, you can start from the beginning.
So let's see, where do we start? So okay, yeah, it's when Senpai's sitting in the art room as he starts every single day.
I like that he was fucking eating lunch in the dark. So pathetic.
That's really weird to me.
I think I get it because he wanted to like read his ecchi manga in peace, but also like, first of all, why are you reading that at school, dude?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, that's in the manga too, so it's not like a slight against the anime or anything. It's just like it's just one of those things where he does it so that Nagatoro can come in and rain on his parade and hijinks can ensue, but still.
Yeah, and the reason, the way I interpreted him like eating lunch in the dark maybe is that like he doesn't want anyone to think like he's in the room, and he doesn't want Nagatoro
Yeah,
to come
that could
bother
be it.
him. So
That could
that's
be
kind of
it.
what I thought.
That's just
But
kind of sad. So I believe it.
yeah, so then I don't want to narrate the whole episode, but so he's reading this.
Yeah,
He
you all
pulls out
watched
this
it.
ecchi manga, this arrow manga, pervy manga, however you want to call it, that he bought on his way to school for some goddamn reason. And he starts to read it, and Nagatoro walks in, and they changed. The first thing I noticed was that they changed the name of the manga, because I'm reading
The
through
manga
the manga
itself
as we reading
is the manga itself is completely different. It's a completely different manga, so it because they mixed two chapters together, like the one where he has the the arrow manga is mixed with the one where with like the vampire stuff. So now
yeah, and
instead
that's
of it
exactly why, because they
instead of
changed it from just like some generic title to Big Boob Vampires, which is more just
yeah, big boob vampires, very based, very good taste, I must admit. Something I noticed is that that vampire manga, I think it's not exactly, you don't really see much of the vampire. Oh, the right, because there is no vampire manga, but
yeah.
in the anime, it's like very clearly a Monogatari reference. I don't know if you caught that.
I didn't really pick up on that. No.
Yeah, well, because like it cuts to like a scene in the manga, and it's this black haired like high schooler holding on to this big booby vampire who's blonde, and I mean, like immediately I was like, oh shit, it's Kizu Monogatari, while like the school is burning around him.
I guess I did. Yeah, I didn't really make the connection with Shinobu.
Yeah, it's definitely meant to be Shinobu.
Huh.
I thought that was interesting. Or I guess at that point Kizu is a kiss shop, but this isn't the Monogatari podcast.
That's next month.
If any of you real ones caught that, sound off in the comments. But yeah, he's like really embarrassed about his ecchi manga. But you know what, senpai, or Naoto. I actually looked this up. Naoto is his name. He's just gotta own it, he's just gotta be like, yeah, I want to read big booby vampire, and what are you gonna do Nagatoro, huh?
That really is the thing, right? It's like just all of these situations, he could just be like, you know what, yeah, I will like, yeah, I bought it, sure. Yeah, because later in the episode she's teasing him like, haha, like touch my nipples, play the nipple guessing game, whatever.
Nipple guessing game. That sounds so weird. That
was a weird one. That's so weird. Yeah.
Is that in the manga?
That is because that's chapter 12. Because I'm like, I know this happens in the manga, and I went to go look for it. I'm like, no, it's not like the next. It's not in chronological order. So I just kept going down. Yeah, they jump cut to chapter
weird.
12 to do that.
That they would. It's weird that they would skip so far ahead. But I think if he was more forthcoming about about being into big booby vampires, he probably Nagatoro probably wouldn't like him as much, and we can get into that when it's more relevant. But yeah, the first episode is like a mix between chapters I think like 4 and 6 or something. I don't know the exact chapters.
When you say the first episode, you're talking about like the first half of this
episode. Yes. The first half of the episode. Oh,
yeah, I think the first part of it is chapter 4 and 5, and then it jumps to chapter 12, and then it goes back to chapter 6.
Okay. I was right about the OP, by the way. When it ended last episode with the OP, it started with this one, and there's a new ED, which I'll probably talk about at the end.
Yeah. I've got some thoughts on the ED, but yeah, the OP is just, man, that sounds good. I really like. I really.
It's grown on you.
Yeah, it's growing on me.
That's good. Yeah. I'm into it. The aesthetic is also really, really good. It's probably
the whole like the chalkboard writing. I guess I didn't pay too much attention to it last time, but this time I tried to. I like the whole like the chalkboard kind of like graffiti, like things like kids would do after class or something, is pretty cute.
Yeah, well, like the cat ears and stuff being drawn on her for a frame, and like the sculptures in the background with the teal the teal aesthetic or whatever of the opening. It's like vaporwave almost.
Yeah, yeah, in a way. It reminds me of Shaft did I think it was Maria Holic or something Holic.
Okay. Triple X Holic?
Triple X Holic, that's it. Yeah.
Nice.
If Shaft did that one.
Okay.
They did this like weird like kind of like avant-garde opening that has like a lot of like CG and like flashing colors, and it reminded me a lot of that.
That's cool. I actually never seen that before, but
neither have I, but I've watched the opening a lot on YouTube because it gets recommended to me. But again, viewers, this isn't the Triple X Holic podcast.
Yeah, this isn't the Triple X Holic podcast. Check it out. There's 2 Shaft references in one episode.
Intentional?
Suspicious.
Maybe.
What the fuck were we talking about? We were talking about
that's a good question.
How they mix up the manga, or she's like a vampire.
Yeah.
When the lights turn out, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be it's supposed to like you set the mood in a way, but I mean that. How do you think the lights turned out? Because I don't think that doesn't happen in the manga. I don't think. Just dramatic effect, clearly, but I'm gonna be pedantic about it.
Yeah, no, I think in the manga they're just kind of like chilling in the club room, and she just decides to just start screwing with him. It's a good lead into it, I guess.
Yeah. I like that. I like that he has bad breath, so she stops. Which is funny. It's a little weirder in the anime because she like she stops for a second, and that's when the chapter ends, and it makes sense there. But then she like stops for a second, and then she just keeps going so that she can do the touch crotch gag.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is I feel like it's a little clumsy, but it wasn't like a big deal. It's just something I noticed.
Yeah. One thing I've been noticing about the anime, and maybe it's just my interpretation of it, is I really don't think it's doing a good job of like getting across like how embarrassed she is when she does some of these things.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think it's the constant blush that's doing it, because I think it's just how they just constantly present her like that. I think the manga just makes it more apparent when she's just like gone too far and fucked up and is like actually ends up being embarrassed about like their interactions. There's a part
in the second episode when they, again, context, when they're doing the nipple touching game where Senpai's about to, he's about to try and touch, and then she like gets a phone call and like literally takes that to just like speed out of the room, which I thought was that was a pretty good
well, I think that was anime original too.
Is it?
I don't think that happens in the manga. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the manga just ends with him like getting like just being on the ground after she like rubs his nipples, which was really I forgot about that. That was really weird, by the way.
That is a very it's pretty crazy how early on that would be, because that's
it's just
damn,
so
you two are touching nips already. Shit. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't think it ever gets to the point where like he's about to like touch her in the manga, but it kind of like goes the extra mile and does this, and so that was the one part where it kind of showed actually how embarrassed she was.
Man, I mentioned that I wasn't too sure about her voice for like a little bit, but I completely like 180. This girl is like fucking perfect. She's doing a really good job. I like it when she like peppers in like English every once in a while. They're very cute. She's very cute. As Nagatoro.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah,
I really dig it. And speaking of characters' voices that fits them, I think. Do you remember her friend's name? The Gyaru one.
I know what friend you're talking about. She's the only one I don't remember. Is it Sakura? Yeah, it's Sakura. Fucking course. It's like the most like generic girl name ever. So yeah, something I noticed about her is like in the anime, maybe it's just because we haven't like seen much of her, but she seems more like ditzy than like callous. But maybe that's just sort of like you're supposed to think that for a bit, but she's actually like because we know like later on in the manga or whatever that she likes to like fuck around with boys too.
Yeah, she's the town bicycle.
Yeah. Wait, what'd you say? I didn't even hear you.
I said she's the town bicycle.
Oh, kinda. Yeah, she's always dating different guys, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like they never get very far.
I don't know about that. I think they imply a lot.
Should we
She likes
speculate?
she likes to play around with boys, I think is how they refer to it.
Hmm.
And we can interpret that how you will, viewer.
All right, here's something I want to ask you. When did like fangs start becoming popular?
Oh man.
Because like Nagatoro has the fang thing. What was that fucking anime from last year that everyone was mad about? Uzaki-chan.
Uzaki-chan. She's got
Uzaki
like
has
the
the
weird
fang.
flesh fang, doesn't she? I don't like
Nagatoro has like she kind of has both. She kind of has like actual fangs, and then sometimes she has the flesh fang. I think it depends on whether or not. Depends on how Nanashi's feeling at the time. But But yeah, no, I mean,
it goes
side
back a
tangent. I
while.
think fucking the fucking character design for Uzaki-chan is like, ugh, God, her eyes are so fucking big. I don't like
It's
it.
abhorrent.
It-
Super big, more too big.
you know
Okay?
what? Like what you like. I don't care if she has like giant like cow tits. That's fine.
I mean, you could just say it. She's just giant mommy milkers, okay?
Yeah, she's got giant mommy milkers, and that's fine.
Giant fucking badonkers.
Exactly. I just like her eyes are too fucking big, and this isn't like one of those things where where she's like, oh, she doesn't look like college age. That's weird. I mean, she doesn't, but it's also an anime, so I don't care. I don't know. I'm just not feeling the design at all. That's why I never watched it, even though I feel like people who watched Uzaki-chan are probably watching Nagatoro-chan or San. So if you liked Uzaki-chan, more power to you, my friend. That's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna flip a tit over it.
Yeah, it's definitely in the same sphere of I think we talked about this last time, like the Nagatoro teasing genre.
It's kind of blown up in the past few years. I feel like I'd give it more to. I feel like it'd give it more to Takagi-san than Nagatoro. But
yeah, Takagi-san's the one that started it.
she's like the progenitor, the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. I'll never forget you, Takagi-san.
The furtive teaser, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's good.
The furtive tease, so easily forgotten. Christ.
So, where were we?
I was talking about the something I've noticed is that I noticed this last episode, but it seems like it's going to be a trend. Is that they're going to extrapolate on a lot of scenes in a way to just pad out the runtime. I say that in the nicest way possible because I do actually like it. Like in the nipple touching game where it just plays this scenario where she's like using a bow and arrow or something. I don't think that was like a 30-minute long scene or something, and if that was even in the manga, it was probably like 2 panels.
Yeah, it was pretty short, I think.
Yeah.
In terms of this extrapolation, I think the best example of it so far has been the last part of the episode. I think it's chapter 6 is what it's covering, is when they're in the restaurant.
Oh, when he's like, when Senpai's imagining like what she would say to them.
Yeah. So Senpai is just sitting in a restaurant, a family restaurant, as you will, in Japan.
I didn't realize that this scene was so early on, but it's only like a couple chapters in. I remember the scene being like a highlight for me early in the show. So I'm actually glad they have it in the second episode, so people can like it kind of tells you a lot about Nagatoro's character, I'd say.
It does. I think it's the first time we really learn like about her
like,
true feelings, like
yeah,
because she's obviously like putting on a show when she's around Senpai.
Yeah,
and like in a lot of ways, we're only like Nagatoro is more like acts more like a force of nature rather than like a character per se.
Yeah,
in a lot of these chapters, like she's here and she's doing things, but we're not actually learning anything about her really.
Yeah,
we're learning about like Senpai and his reactions. So yeah, this was a really good chapter for just like actually seeing like behind the curtain of her character.
She's in control the whole time, so there's nothing for her to really. There's nothing for really her to bounce off of per se. People are always bouncing off of her, and Senpai is not exactly he's not the most interesting character per se, even though he does end up changing. And that's another question I wanted to ask you is, do you think that the modern day Senpai, as in current chapter Nagatoro, do you think he could touch the nymphs?
I think he could. I think he's got it in him.
You think he's got it in him? I honestly, I don't know if as much as we talk about how the manga has progress, I don't think it has progress in that way.
Actually, I think he could, but I think he chooses not to.
There's my man. There he is.
He's got the power. He just chooses not to use it.
That's what I like to hear.
I've got respect for our boy.
Yeah, he's come a long way. And you anime watchers will, well, assuming you're not too spoiled from this fucking podcast, you'll see. All right, so I mentioned this last episode, but it's relevant again. I know it's less distracting in the manga, but they really needed to add eyes to these guys. Like I get it. I know your explanation from last time. It's weird. It's weird to see them like this.
Well, I won't apply my explanation last time to this because it's just the thing that like anime or manga does where they're trying to make them a mob character.
Yeah.
Just like, it's not that he's not making eye contact with them. It's just that like they're supposed to, like, not showing the eyes makes them look like more like sus.
Yeah, sus, if you will. Something very familiar with all Nagatoro watchers, the word sus.
It just makes them look like kind of like weirder, like not grimier, but
just
like yeah.
It depersonalizes them, and that's the whole point, because they're not really characters.
Yeah.
They're just obstacles. What's funny is what was it, the part where one of them is just like, here Nagatoro, listen to my music, it's pretty good, and she just like listens to it and just like, yeah, it's kind of shit. I'm just like imagining like what kind of music she would listen to. It'd probably like be like Merzbow or something. She's into that obscure shit, you know.
I don't even know what that is, dog.
You know, like Caretaker.
Yeah. No, I don't know what that is.
Sound off in the comments if you love Merzbow. I just thought it was funny. I love her reactions to the guys in this chapter or in this part of the episode.
Just playing it completely like deadpan straight man to like, yeah, no.
It's like,
this
is kind of bad. It's like, you really shouldn't be like talking about touching boobs to me. That's like really creepy.
Like, you weren't actually trying when you made this, right? No.
Oh jeez. Also, another thing I noticed is the once again, like in the library where they changed the layout. They changed the layout in the restaurant too, because in the original manga, it's like Senpai's like a lot closer to Nagatoro and Sakura's table, and in the manga, it's like, it's really weird how because I don't think she knows he's there, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So in the original manga, like, I'm rereading this and it's like, how does she not see him? But in the anime, they touched up a bit because he's in like a booth seat. So, and he's kind of slumped back. So she wouldn't be able to see him if she wasn't looking for him, So I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they're willing to change the decor to have it make more sense. But yeah, I think is that everything we wanted to say?
That's almost it. We've covered the whole episode. I guess the last thing to talk about then would be really the ending.
Oh, the ending song? All right. What do you think about the ending song?
I think the feel of it was all right. The thing I really didn't like about it though, I think the very first interesting scene where like you kind of like see her like walking away and it's all flat colors. I like that aesthetic. I think that looks good. And then as soon as it like starts showing the rest of it, and it's just showing like that, it's just showing scenes from the anime, but they flattened out all the colors and they're just kind of like showing that in the background. everything except their eyes, which are still like super detailed. I think it just looks really bad.
That's interesting. I really liked it. I thought it looked cool.
It looks cool, but the eyes just kind of make me feel uncomfortable. I just don't. It just looks kind of weird juxtaposed next to all of like the really flat colors, and then you just see their completely like fully detailed eyes.
It's a different aesthetic from the opening, but I think it's I still think it's an interesting aesthetic. I'm actually gonna watch it right now again to. I like this. Yeah. Oh, something I wanted to bring up, and this is another deep cut song reference that like no one's going to get who's listening to this, but the opening riff to the ending, it looks like it sounds like this song "One True Love" by Semisonic.
Is this what this podcast is going to be? You're just going to make music references. I'm not going to give them. Okay, I get it.
I can't help it. Okay, it's what I wrote it down as a note and everything. I think this looks cute. I don't know. I like the song too. I think it's a cute song. It's like a little duet. I don't know who's singing it. I assume it's supposed to be Nagatoro because they always get the girls to sing the openings.
Yeah, it's probably the female VAs.
But I wonder who she's doing the duet with.
We'll have to find out.
If it is her,
says in the credits,
I'll have to look it up.
We're just filthy Gaijin. We can't read Japanese.
All right. Or all right. So I just got past this one part where she like adjusts her legs. I think that looks really good.
I literally just watched that. I don't like how her eyes look.
All right, teach their own.
Yeah, no, I just wish they stuck with the flat colors. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky. I don't know. It's cute. The whole thing's cute. That last scene where it's just like her face and she's talking and smiling. That's really cute. Really cute.
This manga in general, or this anime in general, is really cute. Like a lot more cute than I remember the beginning of the manga being.
Oh yeah, because if you recall last episode, I think I mentioned a lot of times how I just think she in the very beginning she's just really mean.
She is, but even now she's not really that mean. Not
no, yeah.
She's already gotten like less. I mean, he's not crying anymore, so that's an improvement. But she's like
true.
She's being more playful than anything. Just good. I'm into this. I'm into this anime. I'm liking it so far.
I'm down. I'm glad we're doing this.
I'm glad we're doing this as well.
We got anything else?
I mean, we can't really talk about our origins or the dojins again. Or except for the fact that there was that one part where she does grab his crotch, and it is kind of like CBT, like the original dojins may or may not be. I still haven't gone back and checked.
I don't think that's CBT. I think she's just accidentally touching his dick, but to each their own.
Well, she does the squeezy.
She's got to like, what am I touching? I think that's kind of what it is. I don't know, maybe she's really trying to go get in there and crush his balls. Maybe.
Hey, dude, I don't remember anything about cock and ball torture requiring it to be known. It can there's such a thing as accidental CBT. I'm sure. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Sound off in the comments if you have opinions on this.
Yeah, sound off.
Sound off, kings.
Is that our catchphrase now? Sound off.
I think it might be. You know what? Here's one more thing I want to talk about. I'm bringing it back to Senpai talking about how he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed about reading big booby vampires or whatever, and how he shouldn't be, but the fact that he is what makes Nagatoro like him. You know what? There are no Nagatoros in our lives. Whether as the sooner we accept that, the better. And I think I know, it's okay. I'm putting a metaphorical hand on my friend Evange's shoulder when I say this, but the sooner we accept the fact that we like to watch and read Ijira Naide Nagatoro-san, I think the better we will be as people. Anyone, if you ever feel embarrassed about watching a show like this, don't be. It's fine, you know. There's even crazier shit out there you could be watching that maybe is a little more embarrassing, but there's a line, right? And I have no idea where I'm going with this, to be honest. Just don't be embarrassed to watch a show like this.
Amen, brother.
Until there's a toothbrush scene, then get embarrassed a little.
I mean, you can be a little embarrassed about that.
Just be a little embarrassed.
Just a bit. You think we're gonna get one of those? You think that's gonna happen eventually?
No. There's no way we're getting a toothbrush scene.
I want to believe.
You want to throw down?
You want? We're putting something down on this. Fine, $5 toothbrush scene. How many chapters?
$5. There's no toothbrush-esque scene. And when I mean toothbrush scene, I'm talking like as close to the edge as you can get before it being born. All right.
I'm just talking about her brushing his teeth for him.
Oh, okay.
I think that would happen.
I'll still bet on that. that. There's no way he's brushing her teeth.
We putting this till like the manga ends or what? We like 50 chapters.
Oh, I meant the anime.
Forever. Anime. I mean, that's not going to happen in the anime. It doesn't happen in the manga.
Well, who knows? They've been adding stuff apparently.
Maybe I know they're not going to add that in the anime. They don't have the budget for that.
They have budget for panty shots.
True.
Although, I mean, one simple panty shot compared to like a 3-minute toothbrushing scene, I guess. Not equal.
I'm not trying to say that I lingered, but those panties weren't too detailed. I don't think they paid that artist enough to draw like really detailed panty shots.
It's just there, it's just there to be a little titillating to get people to get asses in seats. Not
all right
for the first like minute or so.
But
it's really to trick the Coomers, I think.
Do we really need fan service? Viewers, I know why I'm watching this. You know why you're watching this.
Yeah.
Do we really need that? That's all.
The show itself is already the fan service if you're for the type of people who want to watch a show like this. So I mean, do you need to see her panties? I don't know. I really don't know.
It's a bit excessive. I don't really know if it's necessary. That's all I'm trying to say.
I'm inclined to agree. I'm not going to complain or anything, but I'm not going to ask for it, Thank you all for listening to Nagatoro every week 2. I think this is a good episode.
I think this came out a lot better. We're getting together.
God, yeah, we've already got the hang of this 2 episodes in. By the end of the season, it's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Holy shit, this was 33 minutes long.
How do we keep doing it?
I don't know. We're too good.
We're just really good at discussing and dissecting the show for every ring of tomato juice we can get out of this son of a bitch.
Every last drop.
All right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week at this time. So like I said, the last week's episode, or I guess a couple days ago at this point, its episode was uploaded late because of scheduling conflicts. Everything should be kosher from here on out. You'll be listening to these Saturday night, Sunday morning, whenever the fuck I get them finished. But as soon as I finish recording them, I start editing them. So the recording to release pipeline is quick and will be from now on. It's good SEO,
I don't even know. I don't know. What does that mean? SEO?
You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. See you next week. Haha.
Bye.